If you're not careful, your vacation could end up costing you thousands more than it needs to. Most travelers overlook a few key steps and end up paying the price for it. So in this video, let's walk through a smarter way to approach travel, one that balances comfort, cost, and long-term financial peace of mind. Hi, I'm Justin Kunts with Pacific Wealth Management, helping you make good financial decisions through sound management for a secure future. Start with the right budget. Before booking anything, take a step back. Instead of asking, what's this trip going to cost? Ask, how much do I want to spend on travel this year? And how does that trip fit into that? Let's say you set aside 10 grand for travel in total. Are you using half of that on one trip? All of it? And what does that mean for the rest of the year? When clients come to us with summer travel plans, this is the first conversation we have because it shapes every decision that comes after that. Next, timing. If you're traveling internationally, your departure month can make a huge difference. A round-trip flight to Europe in July might cost double what it would in late September. By shifting your dates slightly, even by a week, you could save hundreds on airfare and accommodation and avoid the tourist crowds. In most cases, the solution isn't to travel less, it's to travel smarter. Let's talk about spending money internationally. One of the biggest questions travelers have is, what's the smartest way to get and spend money abroad? The first thing to look at when you're dealing with currency exchange is whether you should already have local currency on you when you land or just get it on the ground. Taxis and tips often require cash, especially in countries where rideshare apps aren't that common. If this is the case, then carrying small bills might be more convenient, especially when trying to avoid exchanging dollars at the airport or your hotel, since these rates are almost always worse. Another consideration is whether to use ATMs or exchange currencies before you go. Some people appreciate having time to shop around for the best exchange rate before leaving home, or perhaps choosing days when the dollar is relatively strong to the exchange currency. However, even with this close analysis, you still run the risk that the exchange rate in the US is less favorable than the one you'll find on the ground. Another key point is to avoid paying in dollars abroad. Even when the vendor says, we accept dollars, you'll usually get a worse price than if you paid in local currency due to the higher spread on the exchange rate. Overall, it's usually best to use credit cards when possible, and just make sure to call ahead to check for foreign transaction or ATM fees. It may seem inconsequential, but these small decisions add up and can mean hundreds saved over the course of a trip. Some of the costliest travel mistakes aren't about flights or hotels, they're about the paperwork. Start with travel insurance. It can be one of the best ways to protect yourself from trip cancellations, delays, or emergencies. Just make sure you understand what's covered and keep your records in case you need to file a claim. Next, healthcare. If you're on Medicare, keep in mind it doesn't cover you overseas. You may want to add supplemental coverage, especially if you're visiting a country where care is often expensive out of pocket. We had a client that went snowboarding in the Swiss Alps, ended up getting hurt, had to get evacuated by a helicopter, got a bill for $75,000. Thankfully, he had travel insurance, and that was only $3,000 out of pocket. Without it, he would have been in a tough position. And finally, visas and entry rules. Even if you've been to a country before, requirements may have changed. Waiting too long or assuming you're all set can lead to surprise fees, delays, and denied boarding even. So taking care of these details early on can save you time, stress, and money down the line. The memories, perspective, and joy that come from travel are hard to put a price on, but the peace of mind that comes from smart planning, both financially and logistically, can make all the difference when it comes to your long-term financial plan. I'm Justin Kunts, Managing Director at Pacific Wealth Management. And if you're interested in seeing how we help our clients at Pacific Wealth get the most out of life with their money, be sure to visit us at www.pacwealth.com.